Your morning blitz begins now.
Happy Sonic Temple Day 2.
Woo!
Good morning. If you were there yesterday, thanks so much for stopping by and saying hello. So many people came up. Want to thank everyone for swinging by the big old boombox, the Curtis & Associates boombox. Had an absolute blast. I do know, as we heard, there were a few issues, if you will, beginning with they already had traffic in the area, so you know it was going to be a bit heavy anyways. And then, right at 11 o'clock or so, there was an accident right at the 17th Street exit, the main exit to get off for Sonic Temple. That caused more delays.
Oh, dude, I was in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
I remember, I was like, because we left at the same time. I know you had to run home real quick.
Yeah, but you got lucky, and I did not.
Yeah, I mean, I got there at 10:50ish.
Yeah,
and you didn't show up till like 12:30.
Well, the accident happened right around 11.
Yeah,
and at one point we were sitting all four lanes, not moving for at least 25 minutes. Did not move an inch.
Yep. I know there was some line issues at Will Call. People waiting there. Parking isn't as large as it used to be, so there were some parking things. So I do know this, we know this, that the crews over at Sonic Temple were up all night because they have made some changes.
Yes, there are some changes that they have posted about and pinned on their Instagram and their Facebook pages if you're interested in reading for yourself. But they posted, we're already hard at work on plans for tomorrow, meaning today. Parking now opens today at 7:30 a.m. So you can get in at 7:30 a.m. They said they have added more porta-johns in the lots because people were complaining about that. They're recommending that you arrive early to avoid continued construction, which, you know, was an issue in the parking lots. People were waiting for quite a long time to park yesterday. And they say one maybe slight issue today is that they are holding a graduation ceremony at the Ohio Expo Center.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Starting at 10 a.m., ending at 12:30 p.m. So the 10 a.m. thing, they should be in there before, whatever.
Yeah, you're assuming, if the graduation starts at 10.
Graduation starts at 10, ends at 12:30, so there will be some extra traffic in the area for graduation.
Oh, my God.
They say the box office is going to open at 8:45 this morning to accommodate people because there, as you said, Goose, were some lines there. They say today they are doing a soft opening at 10 a.m. I don't exactly know what that means, and they didn't really explain. They said to gather, come tailgate, and prep for day one of Metallica's No Repeat weekend. So that's the only explanation we got as to what a soft opening at 10 a.m. means. I don't know if they'll open the gates at 10 a.m.
Well, what else?
That's what it
sounds
sounds
like.
To
open
because parking's already happening, so we're already tailgating. So I'm assuming the soft opening at 10 a.m. means
because I'm
gates
thinking
open then.
Soft opening, if you're a restaurant, you invite your friends and family in to eat for free so the everyone can get practice working. Or if you're a retail store, you do friends and family discounts. So what's a soft opening for the country's largest rock concert? I'm not exactly sure what that is, but
that's it.
I guess we'll find out.
Also, if you had issues with getting merch yesterday, people said they stood in line for an unusually long amount of time to get their swag. They say starting today, the main merch frontage will be 60% bigger. So they're extending it by 60%. So it should be easier to get your merch starting today.
I remember it was, probably 2 o'clock or so. And I had gotten hungry, so I was like, well, it's island noodle time.
Yeah.
So where our boombox is, through the little walkway, to the left are the two stages that they have side by side. And then to the right is where a whole bunch of the food is.
Right.
So I'm walking, and the bands are playing, and I look over, and I swear to God, that you can see the mosh pit circling.
Yeah.
And the only thing I could think of, it looked like in every movie where they're in like the Serengeti and you see the buffalo running and the dust is being kicked up. All you see is this mass moving with all this stuff. And I was like, that is a rampant herd of people doing some dangerous things over there. But I looked over, I was like, that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go on a Friday, which, by the way, before we start, I think you are being extremely blasted right now on the text messages.
Why?
Because
It's Friday.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I had a long day yesterday.
Little excuse for how much you worked yesterday.
Here you are.
You get
Have
leeway.
a great Friday, you mother.
There you go.
Kelly, wait till you hear what I had to deal with Heather. Oh. God. You're not gonna, you won't see her this weekend.
What?
Yeah.
Did she break her wrist again like she did on day one of your vacation in Aruba?
Not her wrist.
Oh, no. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You can't tell us right now. Oh, my gosh.
No, keep you on the edge of your
All right,
seat.
That's called a
I'm
tease.
waiting. Yes, I am teased.
Let's go with Blitz Morning Trivia Thick.
All right, Simon Cowell from America's Got Talent, American Idol, everybody knows who Simon Cowell is. He recently revealed that he was offered $150,000 to judge what? Simon Cowell was offered $150,000 to judge this. Tell us what this is. Be the first one to do that. Texting in at 99700. We'll give you $25 to go spend at waterbeds and stuff.
That answer for Blitz Morning Trivia Thick is what?
We asked Simon Cowell was just offered $150,000 to judge what? Here he is telling you all about it.
I was in a restaurant and this guy comes up to me and he said, I love your show. Thank you very much. Will you take a picture? Sure. This is my wife. Nice to meet you. Would you judge us having sex? I'm like, are you winding me up? They went, no, we'll pay you. I said, well, how much? And it actually was a lot of money. I thought, do I? No, I just can't do it.
It was 150 grand.
It was 150 grand, yeah.
We found your moral scruple. That's what you said no to. You said,
Yeah.
$150,000 to judge a couple having sex. Goose, would you?
100%. 100%. Get it on.
Gross.
Kelly?
No.
$150,000.
Hard pass. Hard pass.
Wow.
You're going to pay me $150,000 to watch porn. That's all it is.
Right, live.
Yeah. That's all it is.
And
but
then say what you thought.
this guy has to have like a degradation kink or something. Because you know what Simon Cowell is known for. And if that's what you want, then you've got some sort of like deprivation. What's the word? Self-deprivation kink of some sort.
Degradation.
Degradation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking that money.
Wouldn't you rather have Randy say, it's a little pitchy dog?
Not for me, dog. Sorry. Not for me.
Eric Corman from Mount Vernon. First one to text in the correct answer. He's got $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
Congratulations. Here's something interesting. Parents, I wonder how you feel about this. Governor Glenn Youngkin is the governor of Virginia, and he just signed an amendment to the Consumer Data Protection Act last Friday. Here's the deal. They are now banning minors under the age of 16 from using social media for more than 1 hour a day.
Ow.
How do you monitor that?
I don't know. Take a quick listen. They had someone was talking about this, and again, that's kind of the question. How do you monitor something like this?
I don't know if I see it being effective, honestly. Kids are very clever at getting around these. And, I totally understand that, like, what are you going to do if you're a platform and a 12-year-old, 14-year-old signs up and says they're 25? Like, are you going to require ID from everyone who signs up for your platform? Probably not. If you take those platforms away, what they're going to do is find other platforms that are outside the bounds of what this law covers.
So that was Jen Goldbeck. She's a professor at the University of Maryland's College of Information. And I'm not saying I disagree with this. I do think that there should be some sort of limit for teenagers on social media for so many reasons. We know for a fact it affects mental health, without a doubt. But, like we were talking off the air a little bit, the government stepping in and telling you how to parent.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want that to happen? Probably not.
I mean, what if you just banned anybody under 16 from social media? Just
there's
all
that
together.
Social media as a whole. Because she said if you ban it on this site, they'll find other sites. But there's certain sites you want to be on with your friends. So unless you design a teenage or minor-friendly social media site, these are the sites they want to use. So, and again, only in Virginia. If it knows that your cell phone is in Virginia, it's going to cut you off of Facebook or TikTok after an hour. Like, how do they know?
Right, just get a VPN or something and you're good.
Or if you're a parent that you allow your child 2 hours on social media, are you then being fined? Are you being ticketed?
God.
Are you being thrown in jail?
Yeah,
I can't see this holding up.
I don't know how this will work. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. But how do you enforce it?
Yeah.
And how far do you take it when you enforce it? So we'll have to wait and see how this little social experiment pans out, and if something like this expands to other states or even countrywide. I'm sure they're going to keep a close eye on this for sure. 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
We begin in Indiana, Davies County, where a bus driver, well, I should say, the police received a call about a bus stuck in the mud in the median at US 50 and County Road there in Washington, Indiana. When police arrived, they spoke with bus driver Stephen Truelove, and something was a little off. Something wasn't quite right. The bus, filled with 38 children and 4 adults, was on its way to a school field trip when it got stuck in the mud. And after taking Stephen Truelove to the hospital for drug and alcohol screening, they found he had a blood alcohol content level of 0.221.
Oh,
my man was drunk.
Man.
The bus ad is stuck in the mud. That's where your bus at.
Worse than auto.
Yeah, you can't be driving around a whole bunch of children with a blood alcohol level of 0.221.
I mean, what? That is nuts. That's more than drunk.
Yeah, that is poor life decisions right there.
Good night.
He, of course, will be spending a little time in jail.
Shouldn't you have to do a breathalyzer before the kids even load onto the bus?
They should put the those auto locks, the breathing machines on every school bus.
Agreed. That's problem solved.
It won't even start without you first blowing into the machine.
I agree. I agree. I love that.
That's a genius idea.
Yeah.
Let's trademark that.
TM. R with a circle around it.
Right.
Registered. No one take our idea. We're going to make millions off these kids.
Yes, we are.
Second story. Coming out of Louisville, Kentucky, WDRB-TV reports a Louisville Metro police officer was just fired for sending a picture of his billy club to a female officer he was training. You can't do that.
Billy Club.
Yeah. He was apparently also having inappropriate sexual conversations with her. Justin Limone is his name, and he was terminated for multiple conduct, unbecoming violations, according to the police chief, Paul Humphreys. This woman had been on the job like a week.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude.
And he's already jumping in. He was the training officer. And he's like, what makes you think this is a good idea?
That is so gross. At what point did you decide, I'm confident enough that she's going to receive this well?
Right.
Because she didn't ask for it.
Not
obviously.
at all. Not at all.
Ugh, gross.
In the statement, it says, your conduct has brought discredit upon the department. I will not tolerate this type of conduct by any member of the Louisville Metro Police Department. And he was, promptly fired. Whether any other further charges will be coming for sexual assault or things like that is yet to be seen. But
that's the kind of guy where all the other women who've ever been in the department go, oh, yeah, that guy.
That checks out. Yeah, that checks out. I just can't believe what in your right mind thinks that that's a good idea.
Oh, my gosh.
People are dumb.
But, I mean, that's up there with thinking, I'm going to have some drinks before I drive this school bus full of children.
That's right.
What in your right mind thinks that's a good idea?
Yeah. And he's training officers.
Yes.
Right? How long did you work to get to this position? And
that's also a valid question.
And then you just threw it away for
and
this.
if you're that bold that it takes less than a week for you to send inappropriate pictures to a female officer, this is not the first time you've done it.
No. No, that's not the first time that train was out of the station.
Nope, not at all.
Let me try this new approach. Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly. My previous ways weren't working. So maybe if I just come right out and whip it out and send her a picture, she's going to be all about it. No, that's not how that works, sir. That's your not-so-breaking news, 99.7 The Blitz. Oh, Ozzy. It's just been announced with that final performance coming up July 5th in Birmingham, England. Soundgarden, members of Soundgarden are joining the show.
Wow.
Yeah. It's turning out to be quite the festivity.
Oh, my gosh.
It will be his final show.
Soundgarden.
If you are heading on over there, just know that you're not going to get a ton of Ozzy. You'll get some. You will see him sitting in his chair singing from the seated position because, well, that's just where he's at in his career right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I hope they do something. They've got to do some sort of videotaping. I mean, this is something that could turn into some sort of documentary or something that they could put out on Amazon
for sure
or whatever. So hopefully that will happen. Okay, where I wanted to shoot.
Okay, I'm an idiot though, but let me ask. I don't know who's singing for Soundgarden right now.
It's just the
band members, the musicians. Gotcha.
They'll probably play a Sabbath song.
Okay,
maybe
I
Ozzy will sing it. Maybe, I don't know. But
right.
Yeah, I obviously not going to be there, but I do hope to get to see it. Yeah. I hope we can see it somewhere.
Yeah,
I assume they're going to stream it.
Maybe pay for a service.
They could sell tickets to a live stream.
Yeah,
I
would. Concert's not the same on TV, but that one I would watch.
Yeah,
I just want to see. I want to see what happens at this thing. There's so many huge. Oh, you got gun. It's loading.
Yeah. We're in a very interesting position right now as Nora and I have a 16-year-old. We've talked about this before. He hasn't gone through driver's training yet. I find it very shocking that he's not like in a rush to go through driver's training, because I remember like during my time it was offered for free in the summer through your school. It was like a 3-week training, driver's training. But because my birthday was in March, the second I turned 16, I said, Mom, I don't want to wait. Please, can I get my driver's license? So she actually paid for one of the driving schools for me to go to, so I could get my license as quickly as possible. It's amazing to me that teenagers nowadays don't have kind of that urge to get your license as quickly as possible.
And we had to go through that training.
Yeah.
We were required to.
Yeah, I think everybody is, until you turn 18. And then you are not required to go through
really?
school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. A lot of us might have gotten our first car handed down from our parents. Parents go get a new car, you get the clunker, and that's the way it can be. However, there's a new study that has just come out. And they say that's probably the wrong move, and it could be deadly. Teens in cars that are more than 5 years old are 19% more likely to die in a fatal crash. And for cars 15 years and older, that jumps to 31% higher to die in a car wreck.
Write this down, kids, to angle for that brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Do you want to take a guess as to why they say if you get a newer car, you should give it to the teenager and you drive the older car? Do you want to take a guess as to why?
Insurance?
Not insurance.
Safer?
That's exactly
Newer
it.
Cars are safer?
That's exactly it. Yes, newer cars are safer. They come with more safety features nowadays. There's more airbags involved. The frame is better. They're just overall safer cars than these older cars.
They're also a lot more expensive, and I don't want him wrecking the nicer, more expensive car.
My dad did that for us. He bought us a brand new Mustang to drive when I turned 16. Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Like, it was a sweet ride. And do you know how fast I trashed that thing because I'm so irresponsible?
My mom, we only had 2 cars. I didn't have my own car, but my dad didn't go anywhere, so that kind of became my car. And sure enough, I crashed that thing twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But, again, that's the thing. Younger drivers are more likely to get in a car accident. They're less experienced.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Yep.
So because of that, give them the newer, safer car is what they're saying. Now, granted, I can't fathom getting myself a car and being like, here's 16, 17-year-old, you take the new car, I'm going to drive the beater. I just can't wrap my head around that. I was going to say, what was your first car?
I bought it with money I worked for. It was $500, and it was a 1968 Primer Gray Nova.
Primer Gray.
And I drove that thing for 2 years for $500 before I bought like a real car.
Right. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. What was your first car? Kelly, what was your first car?
Mine was a Mustang.
Oh,
yeah.
What year was this?
It was in the early 80s when nobody wanted the Mustang because nobody liked the body of the Mustang then. But I loved it. I thought it was like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
I remember
at that time.
I remember being a junior. I don't know if it was junior year or senior year, 94, 95, somewhere in there. The movie Menace to Society came out.
Yes.
And he had a hunter green convertible Mustang with the gold rim. I was like, I want a Mustang so bad. No, my first car was a 77 Chevy Capri, an absolute boat.
Yeah.
This thing was 3 miles long. I mean, it took you had to take semi-truck size wide turns if you were turning. If you were making a right-hand turn, you were going into that second lane. Otherwise, you were clipping the curb. That's all I'm saying. Front and back seat bench seats, like those things were long, which made for some fun.
We had a Ford LTD, called it the Boat. It's just huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
And not only that, but solid metal. I mean, this thing was a tank, without a doubt. Let's see. 3085-84 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme.
Nice.
It's not bad at all.
Ooh, Dustin said 86 Pontiac Fiero. That was
the Fiero.
That was fun. I really liked a Fiero. I know people started to make fun of it, but I thought a Fiero was really cool.
I would be so scared. The Fiero is like the Fiat of today. Like, it's so small.
Yeah.
One little fender bender, and you are recycled metal. You are just crushed in that thing.
I learned to drive a Cutlass Supreme. That was a great car.
Yeah. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. It's Tristan.
Tristan, first car. What was it?
A 95 Mercury Cougar handed down from my great-grandpa.
Oh, wow. Cool.
All right, so the Cougar was one of those cars where, every brand, every car company had one of those. What was the Cougar exactly like? 'Cause that reminds me of, the Eagle Talon and the Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Almost like a station wagon. It was really stretched out.
Okay. Yeah. I can totally see that. Well, thanks for the call, man. I hope you have a great Friday and an awesome weekend, man.
Y'all have a good one.
You too. Let's see.
Jason says 84 Chevette.
Okay.
His first.
Oh, man. Jocelyn, a 93 Ford Tempo. I remember having a Ford
Tempo.
I had a Ford Tempo.
The Cougar.
Yes.
That Cougar looks a lot like the Cutlass.
Is that what it is?
It really does.
Okay.
It looks a lot like it, yeah.
Oh, I had a Ford Probe once. You know how much fun people made of me for having a Probe?
You know what?
I loved that thing.
The Maverick to my Goose from high school was always an extremely hard worker, always had a crazy work ethic, and he actually saved up and bought a Ford Probe.
I loved my Probe. It was jet black. It was gorgeous.
It was kind of the beginner sports car of the mid-'90s and stuff. People love their Probe for sure. Right, yeah, it just disappeared. Blitz, good morning. What was your first car?
It was a 92 Ford Aspire. Egg-shaped car, and it was white, too. My friends made so much fun of me for this car.
I don't remember the Ford Aspire. Oh, was that like the roller skate one? Like it was kind of rounded? Yes.
Oh, okay.
That looked like a Geo Metro. But
yeah.
It was the Ford Escort before the Escort.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, my friends made so much fun of me. My girlfriend made fun of me. She said, "Be careful out there. Don't scramble your egg."
Yeah. I agree with them. I would have made fun of you, too, for sure. A Ford Aspire. I mean, you are basically driving around in an ovary if you're driving a Ford Aspire.
Pretty much.
It's wheels, man.
It's a good first car.
That's right.
Wheels. Thanks for the call, man. Have a great one. 800-821-9970 or 99700. Love to hear about your first car. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, Alice in Chains meant to kick off their tour last night at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Connecticut, but drummer Sean Kinney suffered a non-life-threatening medical emergency shortly after sound check. So the band put out, notice that the show was canceled. Everybody was getting refunds, and they have not released any other information. Now, the band has a show scheduled tomorrow in New Jersey. That is still on the schedule, as is their Sonic Temple appearance at the main stage on Sunday. So those have not been canceled, and they haven't really said what happened to Sean Kinney other than it was a non-life-threatening medical emergency. So hope that he is better now and able to get back on the road.
Yes, please.
A Chicago native has been elected Pope. We didn't get, what's his name? Pizza Balla. That was a real missed opportunity, but congrats
I think so too.
Pope Leo XIV, the very first American Pope in the history of the Catholic Church. The 69-year-old was formerly Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost. Born in Chicago, he spent 20 years serving in Peru, then was brought back to Rome by the late Pope Francis back in 2023. And apparently right after they named the Pope, The Chicago Cubs put out a statement like, the Pope is a Cubs fan. Well, the Pope's brother came out and said, oh no, the new Pope Leo has been a lifelong White Sox fan. So, already controversy with the new Pope.
I bet that this Pope has eaten more hot dogs than every single other Pope combined.
I bet you're right.
I mean, there are some signs. There are some signs that we now have an American Pope. Like, the good news is that all Sunday masses are now going to end before kickoff.
Perfect.
So we know that's going to be a thing. So you can get home to the pigskin. We also know we have an American Pope because they just got a brand new Pope mobile.
Okay.
It's a giant Ford F-150 diesel with truck nuts. So we're good. We know that we have an American Pope now.
Anything else?
Yeah, so the new Pope, we know we have an American Pope because the Cardinal from Canada just became the 51st altar boy. So we know that we have an American Pope now.
Okay, I love it.
We know we have an American Pope now because
oh, really?
Yeah. There's now an 8th commandment, thou shalt not play soccer anymore. They're getting rid of that. So.
No football.
No. Doesn't like it.
Okay. Well, listen.
We know we have a new American.
The jury is nearly in place for the Sean Diddy Combs federal criminal trial. 45 potential jurors head into more questioning today, and the trial is expected to begin in earnest on Monday. Of course, Combs charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty. A couple of weird things have happened this week during the jury selection process. Now, potential jurors are handed a series of questions in a pamphlet that they need to fill out. They ask some personal questions about their ability to remain unbiased and more. But these jurors were all shown a list of names of celebrities and places, with jurors asking, hey, if this person comes up in trial, can you remain impartial? Some of the names we found out. Actor Michael B. Jordan. Now, I'm not saying they did anything wrong, but they are maybe witnesses, okay? In terms of actor Michael B. Jordan and rapper Kid Cudi, both dated Combs' former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. So they're named as potential witnesses because they dated her.
Okay.
And she was with Diddy. The list also contained actor Mike Myers' name for unknown reasons. That may be a witness or something like that, but that name was on the list. Can you remain unbiased if this person is called to the stand? One juror told the judge he wasn't able to finish all of his questionnaire because he was way too distracted by the release of Disney Plus's Andor. He said he was binging the show and was so tired he couldn't finish the whole questionnaire. So the judge said, listen, man, if you get called for jury duty, what's your ability to concentrate on a trial? Will you be way too busy binging Andor to concentrate on the trial? And the guy said, no, man, I'm just being lazy. Everything's cool. So I don't know if he'll make it onto the jury panel or not. 4 victims set to testify. Prosecution says, hey, we can't get a hold of victim number 3. We're not sure if she's going to show. So that's another thing they have to figure out. And we're supposed to hear more today. Very interesting. So this, like I said, should begin in earnest on Monday. And those are your 3 things.
All right, parents, here we go. I'm sure we're going to get mixed feelings on this. I know where I stand. Vic, I would love to know where you stand, having been a parent. Kelly, maybe you're the type of person that would do this or not. But there's a 24-year-old Swedish mother. Swedish mother. Yes, okay. That sounds weird. Swedish mother. Who was just convicted of harassment and has to pay her daughter $2,000 because she cracked an egg on her daughter's head for a TikTok video.
Oh,
now,
man, when those were going around, I hated that.
This has been a trend where you're in the kitchen, you got the camera facing you as a mom, and you got your child there, usually 3, 4, old enough to know and kind of interact, but not like that old. I think I've seen a couple of teenagers. But yeah, you're making something, they have an egg, and instead of tapping the egg on the bowl, they really quickly reach up and they tap the egg on the kid's head And of course, the kid is like shocked. And when the kids are younger, they're usually like, what the hell?
I love the ones who do it real nonchalant,
Yeah.
and the kid just gets a funny look on their face, like, what just happened?
Okay, but you're acting like it doesn't hurt to hit an egg and crack it on your forehead. It hurts. It's like getting hit with a rock. All right?
Kelly.
It's not hard-boiled.
Come on.
Hello? I have to hit the egg pretty hard to crack it.
Really?
And if somebody hit me in the head, I'm going to swing.
Okay.
Like, literally, I'm getting infuriated talking about it.
All right. It hurt. It may hurt to you, but you're built like a blue jay. So, I mean...
Hey, blue jays are mean.
Here's the thing.
That checks out.
Here's the thing. It wasn't the daughter that did anything. Someone saw the video and reported it. And then...
Was it me? Did I report it? I don't remember doing that, but it could have been. No.
Oh, my God.
And then the judge happened to agree. And now the mother has been charged and has to give their daughter $2,000.
If you hit somebody and they're not expecting it, like, that's not right, is it? It's not right to do that to a little kid, is it? Hit them in the head with an egg when they're not expecting it.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
I never saw one of those kids cry.
I did.
Anything. Really?
I saw all of them cry.
You did not.
You weren't there.
I never saw one of them cry.
Now here, one of the arguments that a lot of parents say is that it's the exploiting your child for likes sort of thing. That I guess I can kind of see.
I don't. That means get every child actor off of television. Sorry.
Okay.
But
what if your child comes to you and says they want to act? Then you're not exploiting your child. If you're kind of forcing them into it, that's one thing.
No, that's a gigantic thing online right now, is people using their kids for content, and everybody's hating it, and they're getting shamed and canceled and all that.
I mean, I think it kind of goes down to the relationship you have with your child. I know in our household, we're very pranky, goofy type people.
Right.
Not only us, but the kids too. We all go at each other.
Yeah, but, okay, the kids are teens, though. If they were 4, you would have been like, let me introduce you into what life with Goose is going to be like. And then you slam them in the face with an egg.
The hell I wouldn't. I would yeet those kids everywhere.
You might as well prep them early.
Right. I've told this story before when I was previously married and we had a trampoline, and the only place the trampoline could fit was next to the shed, and it was set up perfectly with the safety net where the shed was just about the same height as the safety net. And to get on the shed and jump over the net onto the trampoline, and the two boys were like, no, I don't want to do that. Who the hell doesn't want to do that?
Right?
Why would you not want to do that? That's the first thing that crossed my mind. I was 35 years old at the time. If I was 12 and I had that as a kid, I would have lost my mind with excitement.
You go to somebody's house, they got a pool, first thing you look at is, can I jump off the roof into the pool?
Absolutely. 100%. So,
but you're not pushing your kid off the roof into the pool when they weren't expecting it.
But I would.
You don't push them off, you throw them in. Make sure they go far enough.
You do prep them for it.
Just saying. So, yes, they are now having trials and repercussions of paying your children for exploiting them for clicks.
Oh, somebody said, what about child beauty pageants?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
That too. Not wrong. It's 99.7 The Blitz. All right, let's talk America. Here's something to look out for. 34 million Americans are currently living in cities that are sinking. A Columbia University recently found, through satellite technology, measuring the surfaces between 2015 and 2021, found out that Houston, Fort Worth, and Dallas, all Texas cities, are sinking the fastest. You've also got San Antonio, Austin, and Houston with buildings at high risk. They're saying that it's due to increased water demands and groundwater depletion. So basically, we're sucking the liquid foundation out from underneath ourselves.
Oh, my gosh.
And we are sinking.
Hey, is it possible that's where they have part of that $21 trillion secret underground doomsday bunker for the rich people? Have you heard about that?
Could be.
Maybe they depleted all the underground resources there so they could
the paradise scenario.
Yeah, the paradise scenario.
Yeah.
I saw people say Paradise is a documentary.
Right, yeah, for sure. Here's another one. I love this. How do people from other countries know if you're a tourist from America visiting their country? This has become a very popular thing amongst other countries. Kelly, do you want to take a guess as to a huge sign that you are visiting from America if you're in another country?
You're wearing a bucket hat. And you have your phone out constantly taking video.
I have heard that.
That's a good one.
I have heard that if you're just walking around with your phone in front of your face, that you're probably American. Although that's not it. Do you have a guess?
I'm thinking pictures, constantly taking pictures. I don't know, but doesn't everybody do that?
If you're visiting someplace new, then you're probably out taking pictures. Now, they do say that Americans do have their phones in front of their faces more than most, but that is not it. No, the thing now is people from other countries will know you're American and know you're visiting because we have an American lean. We lean against everything. If we are not mobile, then we are leaning. And they said it's become a huge trend for people in other countries to take pictures of Americans.
Oh, my God.
Because they're constantly leaning on things. There are websites dedicated to the American lean.
Okay,
Wow.
sorry that we figured out how to be more comfortable. Forgive us.
I love it.
You suckers are standing on your own two legs, and we're taking the weight off with a lean.
You don't think...
Sue us.
You don't think there's anything... that is in the lazy category when it comes to lean? You're
Who
saying more
cares? Let me be comfortable. I am a lazy person.
You got flat out admit, yes, it's because I'm lazy.
Oh, yeah.
100%. If I can, if I'm walking miles and miles to tour and sightsee in your crappy little town, let me lean up against a wall every now and again, will ya?
Who pissed in your cereal this morning? You are fiery today.
This is not anything new.
I do hate when people are just so constantly critical of Americans. Like, mind your own business. Literally, do you care if I lean up against a wall? I'll pose for a picture. How about that?
She's a Blue Jay.
Anything else?
I just don't understand the criticism for that. Why is that so bad? Like, really, you seem like you're defending the criticism. Why are you defending it?
I'm not defending anything. I am the reporter. Don't kill the messenger. I am just bringing information. Detract the clause. My God.
Are you one person who makes fun of Americans because they don't say croissant? They say croissant.
Say what?
Why did it sound like you're about to hock a loogie?
I was.
So just be cognizant. If you're out there visiting another country and leaning against something,
please do more leans. I'm begging you. If you're going out of the country, I please send me a picture of you leaning against something. I beg you. Let's show it to the rest of the world. We don't care.
Feisty.
We'll lean on you. Don't stand too close to me, man. I'm going to cop a lean.
Lean on me.
It's 99.7 The Blitz. What's that change that you made in your life, and why did you make that change? I'm sure there's a variety of answers, everything from the serious and emotional all the way up to the funny. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. It could be a recent change. It could be a change you made 20 years ago. What was the change you made in your life and why? Because I'm seriously contemplating a big life change.
Ooh.
After getting to work this morning, I thought, you know what? I can't take it anymore. Because I'll be the first to admit, of the morning show people in this building, I'm the last one to get here, and I still get here, an hour and 15 minutes or so before the show starts. Yeah. Although Vic, you're usually here 90 minutes early. Kelly, same thing. You guys have got some other things that you guys take care of in the building. But for the umpteenth time, I have now lost count. I come in, the first thing I do is I drop my keys off, I go to my locker, and I get my headphones and my coffee cup, and I go get my cup of coffee for the morning. And yet again this morning, there was like not even a half a cup of coffee left in the coffee pot, so I had to make the coffee yet again.
That's on Kelly and Mark.
Why am I responsible for making everybody else in the building?
Well, no,
coffee?
it's just when you get down to less than a cup of coffee in the pot, you just start a new pot. That's
would think.
just office etiquette.
You would
isn't
think.
it? I always
maybe, but I make a fresh pot every morning. I just figure that's it for me. I'm drinking a couple cups out of that, and I hit the road, baby. I'm sorry, though. You're right. I guess I would appreciate it if somebody would
you just throw a filter in, you dump the
another-
bag in, you push the button.
There's no bag, though. Now you have to measure it. It's just a whole
is that
ordeal
right?
now.
Yeah,
we don't use the individual bags.
No, we have a scoop now.
We have a scoop now.
Oh,
Which is
I
why I
don't
was
know.
mad that there was a line on the scoop. Don't tell me how to make my coffee.
All right.
But you're right. Apologies. We sort of just fend for ourselves and then we just I guess flip the
And
bird
it always
to
falls
everyone
on
else.
me. So now I think I'm going to make a serious life change, set my alarm earlier, come into work so I don't have to be the one to make the coffee yet again.
Good.
Just
Lord.
saying.
I mean, I have to make a pot every morning, and it's not that bad.
I want your problems.
But you're right. I hear you as an etiquette issue that there should be a full pot of coffee throughout the day.
Here's the thing. I would have no argument and no leg to stand on if I was the first person in the building. Of course I would make the coffee then.
Yeah.
But as someone who comes in and
kind of
has
expect,
to be,
yeah.
I'm like the cleanup guy. I have to make yet another pot of coffee.
And you have to
so-
wash out the dredges from the pot we made at 4 a.m. or
This
whatever.
is the epitome of hashtag first world problems.
100%. I am being such a little bitch right now. For a fact, I know.
But I know if I want like a third cup of coffee, which I rarely do, but every now and again when I walk back there, I am hoping for a full pot.
Right.
I gotta say.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying.
Sure.
Because my first cup of coffee is always a half cup of very strong bottom of the pot burnt coffee.
All right. I gotcha.
So I may make a life change and start coming in earlier. I'm just saying. 800-821-9970. What's that life change you made and why? Kelly, can you think of a change you made and why you made it?
Yeah, starting today, I'm making a second pot of coffee. That's the one life change I'm making. Yes, I did make a life change, and it was about 20 years ago. I was a very faithful runner. I decided with a big group of friends we were going to run the Columbus Marathon. That was happening, absolutely. I started the training regimen, and I had already been running for exercise. So, it wasn't like a couch to marathon
Those things
situation.
they have
It
now,
was like
yeah.
you start out and you're doing a 5-miler, and then you increase and do your short run days, whatever. So one of my training days was a 13-miler, and it destroyed me for the entire weekend. And mind you, I'm realizing that I hate running, and to spend 3 hours on a training run was about the most miserable I've ever been in my life. So I think 2 days later we had a short run. It was a 5-miler. And in the middle of my 5-mile run with all my friends, I burst out bawling. Like I was that miserable and still sort of suffering from the long run that I was like, I'm just miserable. They're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just miserable. I'm miserable. And my one friend goes, you don't have to run this marathon.
But it was your idea.
It was my idea,
Right.
but he was and it was very gentle, and he said, you don't have to do this. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. If you're not having fun with this, there's no reason to do it. And I looked at him and I thought, you're right. And I quit that day. I quit. And let me tell you, have I ever run again for exercise in 20 years? No. Never. That was it
That
for
was
me.
the end of it.
So that was my lifestyle change. No more running.
No more running. All right. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this? Hello?
Good morning, Jason.
Jason, what's that big life change you made and why?
By drinking, I got to the point where I was just, it was consuming me, and I had to quit. So that was a huge life change for me.
Absolutely.
My whole family was full of drinkers, and my mom ended up committing suicide because of it.
Oh,
And it became a thing where I just I can't go down that path.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, alcohol.
And you know what? Even more credit to you, sir, especially because if it runs in the family and you're around it all the time, to be the one to break the mold and step away from that, congratulations, sir.
So all the family parties and everything that's centered around alcohol, that's a huge life change because you got to change your whole script up. You know what I mean? So now it's like I'm the guy that can't go to my family parties because it's just full of people drinking, and I just don't want to be living that life.
That takes so much dedication and internal strength. So congratulations, great job, and keep going. All right,
That's awesome.
I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for the call. Amanda says, quit smoking 6 years ago, and 3 years ago I decided to change how I was eating, and I lost 90 pounds. There you go.
Awesome.
Yes. There you go.
You guys are making big changes.
Right?
That's great.
A little bit more important than my bitching about coffee. That is for certain. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
This is Casey.
Casey, what life change did you make and why?
Kelly will disagree with me. When I was 25, I got my passport, and I started traveling. First place I went to was Thailand. Volunteered and lived up in the jungle there. Took care of elephants, life-changing. Wow. And then I kept going. From there, went to the Middle East, Africa, learned Reiki in Ecuador.
Wow.
And I think travel is the most life-changing thing you can do.
I 100% agree with you. I think everyone should travel as much as possible. It's not cheap, I get it, but you got to get out of, even if it's out of your city, your state, because there are a lot of people who never leave like their state or their region. And if you're from the Midwest, go to the South, go to the Pacific Northwest if that's all you can do. But overseas, 100% should be traveled. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the call.
I definitely don't disagree with that.
Right.
Although maybe I just don't prefer to take flights because they freak me out. I don't disagree. I love that was the lifestyle. I love that. That's
but
a cool lifestyle.
Long time on a plane is too much for you.
Oh, it's scary.
Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Hey, good morning. It's Adam V again.
Adam, what's up, man? What life change did you make and why?
Man, I got a good one for you.
Okay.
So January 1st, I go to the eye doctor, and I'm sitting in the chair, and she says, do you have high blood pressure? I said, nope, never in my life. She takes my blood pressure, and it's so high, she called an ambulance because she could see the pressure in my eye.
Oh, my God.
They put me on all this medicine. The doctor says, you're overweight.
Say that on the radio, but I understand what you eat.
He eats
I
bad.
eat crappy.
You eat crappy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I went on a diet and started exercising, and since January 1st, I've lost 58 pounds.
There you go. Keep it going.
Nice.
Keep it going. Congratulations.
That's my life-changing story.
I love it. Thank you so
great.
much for the call. Have a great weekend. Danielle, I couldn't agree with you more. Danielle says, I went to therapy. Lots and lots of therapy. Best decision ever.
Oh, it's a good decision.
I completely agree.
Yes.
100%. 800-821-9970, 99-700. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
This is Casey again. I think I got disconnected.
Oh, Casey, hang on 1 second for me. Yeah, we definitely want to talk to you. We're going to take more calls. We'll get to your text, too. We got texts rolling in. It's 99.7 The Blitz. After yet another morning of walking into a decimated coffee pot in the bottom grounds of burnt coffee, and I had to make a fresh pot, I'm pretty sure I'm going to make a life change and come into work earlier, so there's at least some coffee left over. So I don't have to make another pot of coffee. It's always me. It's always me. What life change are you making? Brandy, good morning, Brandy. What life change are you making? Or have you made, I should say?
I am making... back in September, I had a really, really bad headache. Couldn't get rid of it. Had eye pain. Couldn't get rid of it. Everything I took, Tylenol, whatever, didn't take it away. Went to the hospital, did a CT scan, couldn't find nothing. Said, hey, you're good. Sent me home with a migraine cocktail that will blow you away. If anybody has ever had one, I suggest don't ever take it because it's terrible.
Okay.
So couldn't get rid of it. Still going on. So I went to a different hospital, did a CT scan with contrast. They found a 10 millimeter aneurysm.
Oh. So what's the life change you made?
So the life change was I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and from that day forward, I have not smoked a cigarette since.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's a reason to quit, for sure. Well, I'm impressed,
Absolutely.
though. For 2 packs a day, you sound great.
To nothing. Cold turkey. I tell you, it's great. It's great. I'm glad to be here.
We are glad you are here, too. Because most people who smoke 2 packs a day sound like they gargle rocks.
Hey, what are you talking about?
And
and listen, I'm a truck driver, so it's hard.
Oh, I bet.
100%. That can be.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, congratulations.
But it worked.
I'm so glad you quit, and you keep quitting. Don't quit quitting.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, don't quit quitting.
That's
absolutely.
Right. Have a great one. Thanks for the call. Have a great drive. Let's see. What else we got
Wendy
here?
ditched her husband. She said, I left my husband, moved to Ohio, found out I was pregnant the following day, raised my son as a single mom. Best decision I've ever made.
Wow. There you go.
Good life change for Wendy.
What else we got here? Cold turkey. Quit prescription opioids after almost 10-year addiction. Zach, congratulations. You keep that up. You keep going with that.
We got a lot of divorces that are coming in as good life changes.
Yeah, absolutely. Vic, we never asked you.
Oh.
What was your life change?
I started growing weed so I wouldn't have to pay for weed. Well, I could have said like everybody else. I did. 275 pounds. You walk up one flight of stairs in your home, and you're having trouble breathing.
Right.
It was time for a change.
So you started growing
better.
weed.
So I started growing weed and eating better and exercising, and I feel better than I felt 20 years ago.
Which kind of seems like opposite ends of the coin, because if I'm growing weed and smoking weed, I want nothing but Doritos and Reese's peanut butter cups and fryer food, and I can't imagine one time taking a rip off of a bong and going, man, I could really use a salad right now.
Well, you got to train yourself.
Anybody got some fresh cucumber I can gnaw on?
You got to train yourself when you go, I got the munchies. Oh, it's just the weed. It's not real.
And you suppress those urges?
Yes.
Yes. There is no way in hell.
And I have to take care of my workout before I smoke. I can't smoke because then you don't want to do any workout.
No, of course not. No, of course not. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel is considering a campaign for governor. Yesterday, Tressel told NBC News he is thinking about a bid for governor, but he has not made a decision so far. Former Ohio State head football coach was appointed as lieutenant governor to replace John Husted when he was selected to fill the U.S. Senate seat that was vacated when J.D. Vance became the nation's vice president. Former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy and Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost are among the Republicans who are already running to replace the term-limited Governor Mike DeWine.
We all know this was coming, right?
Yeah, well, they asked him and he said
sure.
no. He said he wasn't, he just wants to be a good lieutenant governor. But now that he's settled into the job, maybe he's like,
now I want to be a good governor.
Kind of comfortable here in the State House. A Fox News panelist suddenly passed out while speaking live on the air last night, shocking viewers. And the host, whose stunned reaction was like, I get people really mad at this guy for how he reacted. But the woman, her name is Cameron Kinsey. She previously served in the Trump administration. She was invited onto Fox News at night last night for a discussion. They were talking about the border and all that. And at a certain point during her interview with the host, Jonathan Hunt, she can be seen like she starts to stumble over her words. And then you'll hear in this upcoming piece of sound that I have for you that all of a sudden she stops talking, and then the host starts to react because she basically tipped over sideways and fell to the ground right out of her chair.
So this is about incompetency. It's not about ideology, or it's not about.
Oh my goodness! We're just going to get some help here for Cameron. Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron here. Lydia, the President, we're going to go to a break right here. We'll be right back.
Okay, good call. So I guess people were ticked that he didn't jump up and run over to her, but I'm like, okay, she's being cared for, and this guy's a host of a show. He's trying to get to something to be able to sort of. I don't know. I feel bad for him. I don't think you can criticize him for that. She was being tended to, and apparently her condition's unknown as of right now. It's unclear what happened to cause her to suddenly faint. But after the commercial break, Jonathan Hunt reported that she was all right and she was being attended to by paramedics. So that's pretty wild.
I've never passed out before.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine. She felt it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, she was like, it's not, to have that feeling come over. I don't know what that feels like, but I can't imagine. You're like, what's happening?
And then the extra panic that you're like, I'm on the air. I can't do this. This can't happen.
Do you know? You're like, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, I just want you to imagine you're the brand new Pope. You're a guy from Chicago. You're elected Pope, right? You have to do your first mass right in front of the guys you beat out for the job.
Yeah.
Are you jealous at all? If you are, say, Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa. All right? You're sitting there watching you should have had that job.
He's got to be the most angry because he's got to be sitting there like, how did they not know? Do you know how great it would be to have Pope Pizzaballa?
I mean,
how did they not vote for me on name alone?
Yeah. He's like,
you want to bring some attention to the Catholic Church? You give him Pope Pizzaballa.
I was 2-1 odds.
Right.
How dare you? So, yes, Pope Leo celebrated his first Mass this morning as leader of the Roman Catholic Church at the Sistine Chapel and was absolutely attended by those who were in the running to replace Pope Francis, including Cardinal Pizzaballa and Cardinal Tagle. I think that is his name. Tagle, maybe? I don't know. He's Filipino. Anywho, you got to be sitting there thinking, oh, man.
Could have been me.
I missed out on a lifetime appointment. All right, those are your three things.
All right. Yesterday afternoon, if you were fortunate enough, at Sonic Temple, you made your way over to check out 3 Days Grace. And if you were even more lucky, and your name was Thick or Ronnie Hunter, you got a chance to sit down with 3 Days Grace and have a little conversation, which you will be able to see the interview on our socials. I think is it already posted? I'm not sure if it's not
it won't. I think they weren't allowed to post it till after this morning.
Oh, right.
Because of what they told
this.
us.
That's right, because you had some secret info in the interview that will be posted today, which you partially talk about this. The fact that 3 Days Grace has a new album coming called Alien Nation. It comes out August 22nd, and they have officially given us the first single off that album. It is brand new, 3 Days Grace. The song is called Apologies. Check it out, 99.7 The Blitz.
When every thought says jump, when every thought says just give up, how else can I survive another day of being alive? Caffeine, nicotine, amphetamines running through my bloodstream. Trauma, I never thought could turn into a monster. Damage, baggage, turn savage, do it every day, call it a habit. You want problems, I call them, keep on sinking, hit bottom. All I tried to give to me was never enough. No, I'm sorry, but no one's love can ever be ever enough, ever enough. I'm sorry, but when every thought says wrong, when I can't stand to be someone who's done the things I've done, I'll blame it all on being young. Give me caffeine, nicotine, amphetamines running through my bloodstream. Trauma, I never thought could turn into a monster. Damage, baggage, turn savage, do it every day, call it a habit. You want problems, I call them, keep on sinking, never hit bottom. All the love you tried to give to me was never enough. I'm sorry, but no one's love can ever be ever enough, ever enough. I'm sorry, but it's so saving me. I'm sorry, all apologies. All I was trying to give to me was never enough, never enough. I'm sorry, but I'm holding anger like a hammer, leaving all of me fractured. I'm so ashamed I can't erase it. Nothing you can do is ever gonna change it. All the love you tried to give to me was never enough. No love can ever be ever enough, ever enough. I'm sorry, but there's nothing in me. I'm sorry, all apologies. All the love you tried to give to me was never enough, never enough. I'm sorry, but
Brand new 3 Days Grace just released. If you want to find out more information, look for the interview that Thick and Ronnie Hunter did backstage at Sonic Temple yesterday before they performed. More information on the album, which comes out August 22nd. Will that be their 19th number one hit? Could be. I like it.
Yeah, dude, I really like that. Real quick, I just wanted to mention, we interviewed Adam and Matt, former 3 Days Grace singer, new 3 Days Grace singer. These two are like best friends now. And, you would have thought, I bet these guys hate each other. No, they've been writing together. This has been in the works for several years. They've been writing together, having a blast.
Good for them.
Awesome. And they both sang on that song.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Sonic Temple Day number 2. Of course, Metallica Day number 1. If you are heading down there, parking is opened. They decided to open parking an hour early because of a little bit of a debacle yesterday. There's a lot going on. Construction, the parking availability is a little bit smaller than it was in years past. And now, be prepared, because this morning, how did we not know about this? Or how did they not know about this? Or how did the school not know about this? Or I don't know where the logistics or what the planning came in, but there's a graduation going on right there.
Columbus State Community College graduation is this morning at 10 a.m. at the Ohio Expo Center. So, I guess if you're heading to Sonic Temple to beat the traffic, you are maybe getting caught in graduation traffic there.
And you did the research. Last year, there were about 1,100 graduates from last year's class.
Right. So that's probably around about what you're dealing about 1,100-1,200 people.
And then you're dealing with families and cars. So probably an extra 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 cars going to be heading over in that direction.
But I think it's the people trying to get to the graduation that are going to get caught in traffic and be late.
For sure.
Either or, we're all catching each other in traffic this morning, I believe.
And then
by
if you're one of the people that plans to show up at Sonic around 1 or 2, you're going to have the graduation class leaving.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So just be prepared for that.
Oh, this is going to be a fun adventure driving in there today.
Make sure you visit us at the Curtis and Associates Blitz Boombox. We're going to be hanging out. I did not know that you guys do this until this was being my first Sonic Temple, but we've got your essentials at our tent. You want to buy some earplugs, you can buy some earplugs. We got some sunblock, some hand sanitizer.
Got the lineup card. Schedule.
Lineup card you can pick up and check out. Make sure you bring your cash for parking, but that is the only cash you'll be using if you park in the Sonic Temple parking area, $50, and then everything else is cashless, of course. And make sure you have your clear plastic backpack or fanny pack, because that's about all you can bring in terms of bags. So cannot wait to see you out there. Today's going to be even longer than yesterday because
nothing but sunshine.
It's a Friday. It is a little cooler today.
Yeah, but nothing but sunshine.
It is nothing but sunshine.
Bring that sunscreen.
And if you are staying for Rob Zombie and Metallica, it is going to cool off.
Dude, last night I couldn't believe how quick as soon as that sun went down, it got chilly.
Yes.
It was down to like 50-something by 7:30.
I mean, the good news is it's already kind of like sweatshirt weather for the day, so you're going to have it for tomorrow night. But yeah, just be prepared for that, and we cannot wait to see you down there. 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, let's start in Wolcott, Connecticut, where a police officer, he's going to have a rough rest of his career. I do not think anyone is going to let him forget this. He was driving to a sports complex over there to do a routine check on the building because they have had some heavy rains, and there happens to be a pond very close to this sports complex, and this pond actually spilled over into the roadway because of all the rain they've had. Well, as he was getting closer to the building, he realized that, yes, this water is quite deep, so he tried to back up. But unfortunately, the cruiser slipped into the pond and began to fill with water.
Oh,
he kind of got sucked in, yeah. So, unfortunately, it had gotten to the point where the water pressure was too strong. He couldn't open his door. He was able to roll down his window and crawl on top of the cruiser, which continued to fill with water and sink until it was like ass up. Basically, it was just the trunk sticking out. And so he was standing on the trunk. Had to call the fire department to rescue him. Boy, if you've ever seen like a fire department versus police department softball game or hockey game, you know they already kind of butt heads a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of
they're trash
the
talking.
ego thing. Yeah. He will never be able to let this down that he had to get rescued by the fire department. So, sir, I wish you the best for the rest of your career there. But when they have to send out the lifeboat to rescue you off the top of your cruiser, you know you're in for it. I know I would never drop it. I would never, ever drop it. I'm going to leave him like little toy boats everywhere. Oh, for sure. Let's see. Your second story here comes out of Does it say? Oh, Wichita. Yeah, we're going to take over a trip to Wichita, Kansas, where a 38-year-old man by the name of Gordon Pierce was $20,000 in debt to his drug dealer. And he had a bit of a fear that this drug dealer was about to do harm not only to him but his family if you don't pay the debt. I mean, some drug dealers are known to do that.
Right.
You probably shouldn't go $20,000 into debt with your drug dealer. So, to hopefully pay it off, he was trying to scout and steal copper, which he could then sell to get the money to pay back his drug dealer. However, on April 2nd, he spotted a cannon in a park, a 800-pound cannon from the Spanish-American War, and said, you know what? That'll probably pay off my debt.
Ooh.
So he paid a homeless person to help him rip the cannon out of the ground, chained it to the back of his Chevy Tahoe, and dragged it away. Don't you think someone's going to notice a Chevy Tahoe dragging an 800-pound Spanish-American War cannon? What did you think you were going to do? Where did you think you were going to go with this thing?
And what's the market for a cannon like that? I mean, how's the drug dealer going to use that?
See, that is another valid question. He got some tools and cut it up into 4 or 5 pieces. He took the pieces to his drug dealer to show that he was working on the debt.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait a minute. Cut it into parts.
Yep.
Look what I've done.
Look what I got
Your
you.
money's coming. I got 5 parts of a cannon.
The drug dealer did call the plan stupid.
Of course he did.
You know you've made a bad decision when even your drug dealer goes, man, that's stupid.
Yeah, I still got to take your left nut here. This isn't working for me.
Wow.
A friend actually did turn Gordon in. He was charged with theft of property, aggravated criminal damage, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Well, that's not a friend, but I'll say this. He's going to go to prison. He won't have to worry about his drug dealer anymore.
He will not. He should be okay in prison. Don't steal 800-pound Spanish-American war cannons. If you're towing a 800-pound Spanish-American war cannon behind your Chevy Tahoe, someone is going to notice. That is not inconspicuous at all, in case you didn't know. Let you know some breaking news, 99.7 The Blitz. Tonight, I think, I'm sure you know, I'm sure you've looked it up, is that going to be on tonight's set or on Sunday's set?
That song?
Yeah.
I will have to look again, but I can do that real quick.
Okay.
Oh, you have the set list.
Yeah, setlist.fm.
Well, you can always cheat.
Right.
Greatest thing ever.
I've become addicted to set list.
I love set lists.
Yeah.
I do.
It depends. Sometimes I like it because sometimes I like to be surprised. But for Sonic Temple, I need to know how to plan which stage I'm going to at what time. So I do look at set
And a lot of
lists
musicians are not happy with it. They want you to come to the concert not knowing anything. They want you to be surprised. But sometimes you got to know. Are they going to play my favorite song? When are they going to play it? When can I go to the bathroom? Sonic Temple, when can I visit a different stage or go get food?
So should I reveal information?
No, don't. I don't want to make anyone mad.
I can tell you whether this is going to be played tonight or not.
No, I wouldn't do that either.
Okay, all right. Well, you asked.
I did. I shouldn't have asked.
I will say tonight is my favorite night.
I mean, basically it'd be like saying, hey, the Titanic sinks at the end of the movie. In case you didn't know. Spoiler alert. So, it is going to be an absolute day for sure. Cooler today, but sunny throughout the entire day. Temperatures we found out last night, temperatures do drop quickly at this time of the year. So as that sun goes down, when Metallica takes the stage, it is going to cool off. It's probably going to be just barely over 50 by the time that rolls around. So be prepared for that. But here's the deal. We know we've got a Metallica no-repeat weekend. So they're going to be hanging out in Columbus for at least 48 hours, you would have to assume, unless they jump on their private plane and leave for the day tomorrow. But Thick had a question. What should Metallica do on their day off? They're going to be hanging out in Columbus on a Saturday. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be sunny and 75 all day. Are they going to maybe check out some new bands that they don't know about? Are they going to be floating around Sonic Temple a little bit backstage and checking out some of the shows? Maybe.
I want to see them out in the pit.
Highly doubt that's going to happen.
I know.
But, because they also happen to be, as much as we love them, as much as they rock, they're a little bit older. So
honestly, I think they should go get the best steak in the United States over at York Steakhouse.
Oh, send them over to York Steakhouse.
Oh.
Go
dare you.
Go pick your picture.
Definitely.
And get your steak.
Get the filet, though, right, Thick?
Yes,
Don't get the ribeye.
Yeah, get the filet.
Do not get the ribeye.
Twin fillets.
way too many veins in that thing.
They're all sober, right? So
Yes,
we're not doing anything that has to do with alcohol.
Right.
Why don't you hit the Columbus Zoo? It's going to be gorgeous. That you can get a Pepsi and an Auntie Anne's. Get yourself
Pretzel,
Get yourself what do you call those things with the powdered sugar on it?
Oh, elephant ear?
Yeah, an elephant ear. What's the other thing?
Churro?
No. You know, the
What are you talking
like you
about?
guys see them at the fair.
An elephant ear.
Yeah, but there's also
it's the
funnel cake.
Funnel
Yes!
cake. Funnel cake. Yes. yes.
Golly, that was a long way for something. There was no payoff there. I'm sorry, folks. But yeah, what about the zoo? Wouldn't that be kind of fun?
Yeah. I mean, if they're into
Animals?
animals?
Animals.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice day.
Yeah.
I want to see them walk up to the lion enclosure and go, "Want you to roar for me? Want you to roar?" Aaron says they can come to my house and smoke some weed. Yeah, they're sober. They don't do that.
I wonder if they like to fish. I'll take them fishing.
Wait, are they California sober or sober sober?
That's a good
That's a
point.
valid question.
That's what I
was.
wanna know.
I was thinking because I did Google it. I don't know if any of them golf.
Yeah, right.
But
Can you imagine?
if I had the opportunity, I know we're technically supposed to work tomorrow, but sorry, Ronnie, I'm taking them golfing.
I did fish with a former member of Metallica.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Dave
yeah,
Mustaine.
Dave Mustaine. Wait, didn't they used to skateboard a lot or something?
Oh, I do. I think so. Yeah. I don't
Lars
know
and-
if they're still
and,
into that.
James Hetfield, probably. Probably. Not.
800
Oh, look! I see James Hetfield on a golf course right here. A picture.
You do?
Yeah.
Take him over to Raymond.
James boy, you want to play 18?
Wait, that's not James Hetfield. Sorry.
Oh no!
I look like him.
800-821-9970 or 99700. What should they do on their day off? I did see this on TikTok. There's a new place I'm definitely going to be going. This is going to be a great date night, but this could be something. There's a new Otherworld's Game Grounds is now open in Columbus. This looks amazing. It looks like a super freaky carnival, basically. Not freaky.
Otherworld? Is that like in the Reynoldsburg thing?
Is that where it's at?
Otherworld?
Otherworld Game
I don't-
Grounds.
Is that in
Game
Reynoldsburg?
Grounds.
Yeah, it's gamegrounds.com. It says,
I thought that was up north. I
yeah.
could be wrong.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
But it looks super cool. That's something to do.
That sounds good.
Kelly, what should
I
they do?
said the zoo. I
the
mean,
zoo?
I'm sticking with the zoo. I think you can have a nice little afternoon. You can see some animals, get yourself a funnel cake and a Pepsi, and just relax.
If they're golfers, they probably know somebody that's going to hook them up. They have them over at Muirfield or one of the really
Don't
nice.
burst my bubble, sir. You stealer of joy. Let me take them golfing.
Can you get them
Are
into
we gonna
Muirfield?
go to Raymond? Is that
Yeah, I'm going to take them
Okay.
to just the public course.
to
Can
Raymond?
you imagine? They're like, what is that?
Just
Look,
putting
I-
around in a broken-ass golf
I
cart.
just Googled.
Okay, let's not disparage.
I
that.
Googled does Lars
Raymond's
Ulrich
cool.
golf, and AI says there's no mention of Lars Ulrich playing golf. So Lars is out.
I don't want to golf with Lars.
Okay.
You want to golf
Golf
with
with
James?
James.
For sure. Yep. Let's see. Matt says there's a cigar shop by my house James could visit. It does like the cigars
Yep,
for sure.
yep.
Let's see. Natasha, Metallica should come by my house and hang out. I think that's the number one answer. People want them to come by the house, but that's not going to happen. So what should they do if they're out and about?
Besides, they'd be all alone because we're all at Sonic Temple.
Right, yeah, exactly. Right. 800-821-9970 or 99700. It's 997 The Blitz. So, what's Metallica going to do in their free time? The first show of the No Repeat weekend is tonight, but then, of course, they don't perform again until Sunday night at Sonic Temple. So they've got all day tomorrow to hang out. What are they going to be doing? We want to know. What's your idea?
Oh.
Someone said go to an escape room. I can't imagine the four of them in an escape room.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's kind of like mine. It's not like the greatest idea, but I guess if you're really desperate, you could go to an escape room or the zoo. But I love the zoo, so that's why I suggested it. I love it. The atmosphere is gorgeous. It's going to be a beautiful day today.
It is going to be a beautiful day
I'm
today.
really making a hard case for the zoo. Chris said we have one of the biggest guitar centers in the nation
Yep.
on Morse Road. I assume they might swing through there.
I could see that.
Okay. Oh, a little Metallica jam session inside of a guitar center.
Or one of the record stores, like go over to Magnolia Thunder Pussy.
No stairway.
No stairway whatsoever.
Stairway.
I wonder if when they do get hungry and they go order food,
Yeah.
if they run up and they go, "Give me fuel, cook on fire, get it." No.
I wanted to shout out to Andrew Wilson, say happy birthday. Happy birthday, Andrew. Natasha said co-side. Dave said, how about some fan interaction? And this one sounds like fun. Aaron said they should come to River Valley Mall and do some remote control drag racing.
Oh,
remote control drag racing?
At River Valley Mall, huh?
Yeah.
Did that used to be like JCPenney? And now they do remote control drag racing?
Yeah, do they have
I don't know, is that an outlet mall?
No, River Valley Mall used to be an indoor mall, like a normal mall. I don't know what's over there now.
Is that something you can do? You can just go in and like rent a remote control drag car and do some
I wonder.
drag racing? I would absolutely do that. All right. If you've got an idea, 800-821-9970. We're going to be definitely, hopefully seeing them out and about. I don't know. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Ron, guys.
Ron, what should Metallica do on their day off?
They're going to go to the brand new Sirens on North Cleveland Avenue. That's the one where Stormy Daniels got busted.
Wait, do you own the place?
Are you
No.
Are you affiliated with them in any way or no?
Just my bachelor party about 20 years ago.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
enough of
absolutely.
an affiliation. There you
Although,
go.
thank you for the call, by the way. Here's the thing, though. Obviously, I hear their commercials all the time.
Yeah.
And they're offering up like a free steak meal with the fixins for lunch.
Yeah.
And like $3 top shelf drinks. Like, why would it not go?
Well, you got to understand, they've been closed since the pandemic.
Right.
And they just did their grand opening, what was it, a couple months ago, I think. So
They're not even, yeah.
They want to get people in. Hey,
Absolutely.
We're back. They remodeled the whole place.
So why not go? I mean, throw a couple singles on the stage and that covers your food. I mean, I'm just saying.
Is that what you got in your pocket? A couple singles? Is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
But now they have the sports bar area with all the TVs. I'm not doing an endorsement for them. I'm just saying. I hear the commercials, and I'm like, now that I think about it, it's not a bad idea.
Okay. Do we combine food and stripping? I know people do that.
Let me tell you.
I know, and it's very popular, but it feels like it should be one or the other. But though I don't frequent these establishments. But I'm just thinking, like, either eat or watch strippers. Combining the two seems dangerous.
I mean, you do. If you're sitting stage side, up close and personal, yeah, you should probably cover your food when they come over and shake it right in front of your face because you don't want things falling in. You don't need.
I wouldn't even think of this.
You go to look down at your chicken, and all of a sudden your chicken has glitter on it, and you're like, all right.
Kelly said this could be dangerous. I'm like, what is dangerous? But now I get what you were saying.
Yeah, you could get a puff or two that hits your chicken, and you're like, but let me tell you, in my early 20s, as a DJ working in nightclubs and events, I also spent time working at many establishments that had naked women in them. And the one I worked at in Detroit had the best New York strip steak I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow.
Every Sunday night that I worked, I ordered that New York strip steak.
Yeah.
So there are establishments that do have good food, for sure. So, and whether or not they have it there, I feel like I should go test it out.
Test it out. Let us know. Let us know. You gave us a review on York, and now we expect a review.
Yeah, as long as it's not York-style food. I bet they have better steak at Sirens.
You think?
Because I want to go, I want the buffet and the buffet. So I am totally there for it. I'm going to have to go check it out. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Hey, this is kind of cool. Plans have been approved for a major sports and entertainment complex near Sawmill Parkway and Route 42 in Delaware County. It's called the Performance Impact Pavilion. It will include 4 hockey rinks and an outdoor concert area. That's cool. We'll see how this all pans out. But boy, we've surely been missing a great outdoor concert area and an amphitheater.
Did it say how many people it'll hold?
It doesn't say anything. It says they've got 13 acres to develop, so I'm not exactly sure. I mean, obviously we have Kemba, which is amazing and cool.
I miss Polaris.
Polaris was
that was a great.
That was epic, and I'm always hoping for a repeat of that in some way. But we'll see what happens. That's kind of cool.
How many seats is Kemba?
Outside, I want to say 6,500.
Okay.
Sounds about
6,500, right. But Polaris would hold 20,000?
Right.
18 to 20,000.
That's
They had the
that
pavilion
major
and then a
music pavilion.
big field.
Right.
You were getting major
lawn.
acts there. Yeah. So we could
Oh,
use
yeah,
that.
Metallica played there. You know.
Well, the man accused of crashing a car through the front gate of Jennifer Aniston's property in Bel Air has pleaded not guilty to felony stalking and vandalism charges. Okay, this guy is 48 years old. His name is Jimmy Wayne Carwile. He's from Mississippi. He was arraigned yesterday and appeared in court with no shirt on, covering himself with a blanket. And a judge basically said, we're going to suspend criminal proceedings for now because I'm not exactly sure about your mental health.
But here's the thing. They have got voicemails and text messages that he left her.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess any lawyer will tell you to plead not guilty, but dude, we've got
all the proof.
It's sitting right here.
The judge did say, listen, no contact with Jennifer Aniston. He has to stay 100 yards away from Aniston's residence. He cannot be in possession of any guns or any knives. So, I don't know. He's going to be behind bars until he goes to a mental health court at the end of this month. So we'll see what happens.
The question still remains, how did he get Jennifer Aniston's phone number, address, email address?
I think where there's a will, there's a way. If people are that hell-bent on finding a celebrity's phone number and address, you can find it, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't going to make the mistake I did yesterday of saying I've never done that before because we all know I have. I did just Google an address because I was in town, right?
That's true.
Winona Judd.
Yeah, you
Googled
did.
the address, drove by.
That's true.
Didn't go onto her property.
Psycho.
I was looking for them. I'm like, Winona.
There's no one else on earth.
All right. Let's talk about Sonic Temple today. Yesterday, there were some issues with getting into the venue and parking, the merch tent, will call, etc. Listen, just with some bugs. I know some people had some experiences. Sonic Temple acknowledged it yesterday afternoon, said they're working tirelessly to sort of iron things out. And so as of today, we've got parking already. I mean, parking's open now. It opened at 7:30. They're like, come in early.
Yeah.
We want people to come in early. Will call's already open. Will call opened at 8:45 this morning. They are actually, there was always gates open at 11. They say they're having a soft opening today at 10.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. I guess you can make an assumption that the gates may open at 10. That's what they're calling it, a soft opening, and they didn't really describe it any further.
Possibly gates open, but none of the vendors are going to be open. Nothing will be available, but at least you can get in.
Like you can mall walk at the mall.
Yes,
none of the stores are open.
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes sense. Now, just a reminder, and we've been talking about this all morning, but at 10 a.m., Columbus State graduation starts at the Ohio Expo Center. So there is some heavy traffic on 71
and it's already there.
southbound. Yeah, traffic headed, I guess at least getting off there at Hudson and at 17th. So you're going to be battling some graduation traffic there from 10 to 12:30 is when that graduation takes place. So
12:30.
12:30 is when it's over and the traffic piles out of there.
Yeah, I was thinking our key today is to get in there before the graduation ceremony.
Oh, yeah, for
ends.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. But I got to say this. As someone who has lived around the country doing radio and for other reasons, and I've been around a lot of these festivals and such, working with them, through my radio career, to have a whole bunch of complaints and for the organizers and people to work tirelessly overnight to make changes to address those complaints. Not everything's going to be perfect.
Right.
But at least they're doing something.
Right.
As opposed to most people are
right.
like, we're set up. This is how it's going to be for the next 4 days or whatever.
Yeah, if you don't like it, tough.
Right. But they're actually making changes and trying to make improvements. So kudos to them.
They were answering people on social media.
Yeah.
They were complaining. They're like, hey, sent you a DM. I don't know what the DM contained. If somebody got one, you can text us at 99-700 and let us know. But they were very responsive to people's complaints. So you're right. That is,
Man,
that's
good on
high
them.
level right there.
Today is the heaviest day in America.
That's right. That's what they're calling it.
Yeah. Are you ready for Cannibal Corpse tonight?
Sure.
Brandon going to be ready for the mosh pit for this one?
Okay, I just learned something. This may be stupid, but I just learned it today as I was looking up another band. They credit the vocalists who do the dirty vocals and the vocalists who do the clean vocals. And I'm like, what's a dirty vocal? And that's it
a dirty
right
vocal,
there.
yes.
A dirty vocal.
The screamers.
This to me is like when I'm trying to call customer service, and I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, I don't understand a word you just said. You're going to have to repeat yourself because I have no idea.
How about Whitechapel?
I want to see ICP for the spectacle. I truly do. I'm so interested.
Oh,
in
they're
it.
tonight at 10,
Yes.
aren't they? We're going to see Juggalos today.
Yes, we are. Grab your Faygo. Here we go. It's 99.7 The Blitz. Man, you want your real quick freaky fact of the day? We have done over 40,000 deep sea dives going back to the 1950s. We've been down there. We've looked around.
Really?
However, 99.999% of the ocean floor has still never been seen. Can you imagine?
Oh, my God, really?
Can you imagine what is down there? I mean, we've already seen some video of the little bit of video we do get of the deep sea dives, like the anglerfish with the big, huge fangs and the blinking light, or some of those deep water eels.
Yeah.
You know,
what about in that, wherever that is, it, whatever that place is where like you would find like the Meg?
Oh, the Mariana Trench?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, have they been down in there for very far? Really?
I don't know. But again, 99.999% of the deep sea ocean floor has yet to be seen. Something's going to come up. Something is down there that.
Well, you know, people. There are people with theories that that's where the aliens really are.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're not coming from. You know, we're seeing them because they're not coming from outer space.
I mean,
they're coming from under the ocean floor.
What if there is like an Atlantis or an underground sort of?
Who knows?
Boy,
we may never know.
BK, don't inhale too much and then think about that because that'll send you over. It's 997 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
All right, let's learn you some stuff on a Friday morning. The surface area of the 5 Great Lakes combined is roughly the same size as the entire United Kingdom. We got some really big Great Lakes.
They're the biggest freshwater lakes on the planet.
They are
all 5 of
no
them.
joke. Absolutely. Tell you what, though, if you ever swam in Lake Superior, it is cold.
That's what I heard.
It is so cold. I mean, I don't know if that water ever warms up.
Yeah.
It's so freezing
But
up
man,
there.
dude, Lake Erie and Lake Michigan, just phenomenal fishing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
In the 17 and 1800s, squirrels were popular pets.
Really?
Yeah. I do know they can get pretty domesticated. I remember back when I was married, wife started throwing peanuts out. And it came to the point where the squirrels would walk up to me on my morning coffee like, hey.
They'll take them right out of your hand eventually.
Like, hey, bitch, where's my nuts?
Right. We have a routine.
Yeah, we have a
you
routine.
can't break the routine, man.
Exactly.
But I see people do that with raccoons too. It blows me away. Well, and then of course they'll smoke your meth pipe. So.
Right? Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. This is kind of interesting. There's a fake McDonald's in City of Industry, Southern California. There's a place called City of Industry, and they built a fake McDonald's they use just for filming. In fact, most of the McDonald's ads you see on TV have been shot in that building. They built it just for... They do so many commercials, so much advertising. They built a fake McDonald's just for that purpose. And finally, I gave up. I think I was probably 36 or so when I gave up and started just shaving my head. Because the receding hairline and everything, there was no point in trying to save it.
I'm coming up on that.
Well, if you're going bald, the best way to avoid going bald, just get yourself castrated.
Oh, is that all I got to do?
That's all you got to do.
And then I'll grow hair?
No. Here's the problem, though. If you're already going bald, it won't help. However, if you take off the testes before you start going bald, you won't lose your hair.
Oh,
yeah.
So it wouldn't do you any good.
It's not growing back if you've already lost it. So don't go jumping in line.
I'm pretty
for castration.
thin, but it's just a matter of time.
Are you gonna take it off? Are you just gonna
I'm not. There's no way I'm gonna have the hair on the sides and bald down the middle. I think that is the worst looking thing.
You're not doing the Picard with the bald top.
No way.
Are you going to fight the comb over as long as you can, or
No.
Just-
When I can't brush my hair and it's even up there, I'm done.
You're just taking it off.
Yeah,
It's the way to do it.
Yeah.
There you go. Learning some stuff on a Friday morning. 99.7 The Blitz.